All right, everybody, welcome back for another one. And I wanted to start this video off taking a look at the Bitcoin chart. Because what's going on here, right? We're just crashing into infinity. Is it gonna reverse? Who knows? All right, let me give you my honest opinion though. All right, today we're just doing charts, so let's take a look. All right, so Bitcoin is forming a descending triangle right now, with a sloping downward trend followed by a horizontal support line. All right, that's how you determine one of these. And the way you measure it is going to be the size of the body, essentially, in percentage. So what does that mean? So if this were to play out, all right, and descending triangles, I think have like a 65% or so accuracy rate of actually coming through with expected price action. So that would be roughly another 26% drop. Okay, so if that happened, where do we go? Well, so a 26% drop would basically take us down to $23,000. All right, and personally speaking, I think that is definitely possible at this point. You know, I don't want to believe it just as much as the next guy, but I don't see anything bullish about this chart. All right, nothing. It just looks dead. All right, crypto as a whole feels dead. All right, this feels almost like a bull or bear market bottom at this point. Like, we got to have one more capitulation and then we're going to get out of there. But I don't know. I just see more likelihood that we either go a lot lower or we maybe get a little bounce right here, something like this. You know, pop out of here, you know, trade sideways for a little bit. Hopefully that happens. But if it doesn't, we're going lower, guys. All right. And you can see, secondly, on this one, so if you come over to see where we have any support coming, all right, obviously the 26% drop with the descending triangle I mentioned, we would get just a little bit of support resistance area right here at that 23,002, unironically, I guess. But there was hardly any price action in this area before it just continued on another parabolic push. So I wouldn't be surprised if that didn't hold either. All right, so we are at a critical time right now with Bitcoin. This triangle thing doesn't have to play out. It could definitely reverse, as I mentioned. But if it doesn't, if you see us start getting down to like 26,000, something like that, we're going lower. All right, it's not just going to hold right here. There's no support in sight. All right, and also 23 doesn't hold. We fall all the way down to 20, and that takes us back to the all-time high, and that's where we started. All right, anything is possible at this point. Just trying to give you all scenarios. And right now, I would say that yes, my personal opinion, kind of bearish at the moment. Just logically speaking, I can't look at this chart and say, yeah, it looks good, looks healthy. I don't see it. So, all right, looking at XRP, because I talk about XRP a lot on here as well. Well, unfortunately, everything's going to follow Bitcoin down if it dumps, and probably in a more dramatic fashion. So keep that in mind. All right, and I noticed that XRP is definitely trading in this trading channel. Essentially, another thing that I noticed is we are fighting to hold that support, kind of similar to Bitcoin right now. We had one wick down, couple that touched this area, and it looks to be holding at the moment. But pointing out as well with XRP, each time in this channel, it's made lower lows. All right, typically in a crashing structure, this would be what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The seventh wave is not going to finish at the same as the fifth wave, like the same price level. Typically, it goes lower. Okay, so if that were to happen, I honestly, sad to say, I would see that support comes in around 35 cents. So, all right, and just like we had this bar pattern right here, you can see that it would be very similar price action, right? And it would just so happen to take us down to the bottom of the channel as well. Does it have to keep doing this? No, it doesn't. But if Bitcoin dumps, you can sure bet you that XRP is going down too. So just keep that in mind. All right, moving on to Ethereum. Ethereum's also doing this descending triangle type structure. But right now, it seems to be holding up better than the rest of the market. Maybe with Ethereum, you get something like this. It'll come up, retest of this trend line, back down. I don't know. Who knows what we get? That could happen. But ultimately speaking, I don't know. I just don't think it holds right here either. I think we got to go lower. If it does, excellent. Maybe we end up just trading sideways for a few months and then have another bull move to end the year. All right, but it's all going to depend on Bitcoin, which doesn't look healthy. Another thing I noticed with Ethereum is it seems to, when it crashes, it has a very similar crashing pattern. All right, basically 5 waves, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, each time making a lower low, and that was in 2017, its first bull run peak, essentially, and then it went on for another one to finish the year, right? Some consolidation from June all the way until November before it even started taking off again, all right? And the same, once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, each time making a lower low, all right? And where are we looking at right now? Well, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on the 5th one right now, but it hasn't made a lower low. So that's another reason why I think we could go lower, right? If we did, that would also take us down to about 1400, where it has some pretty good support, and also just so happens to be where we had our all-time high previously and the peak. So everything to me does not look very good, to be honest. I just wanted to give you some truth, maybe some information that, not everyone wants to hear, but, I don't care. I don't think everyone needs to go in here with their head in the sand and not thinking about all scenarios, all right? Hopefully it reverses. I would like it to, I still am long a few positions, but I'm mostly in cash at this point as well. I'm just waiting. All right, I've made enough money at this point where I have to try to start protecting it, all right? So there's different stages in wealth accumulation, essentially, where you try to grow and then preserve it, all right? If you're happy where you're at, then maybe you should take a break and wait for the market to give you some kind of direction, which is not right now. The more obvious direction is down, right? So maybe we'll just go sideways from here and then take off, like I said. But I think the obvious trend right now is bearish. So don't overthink it, right? The only real crypto we had kind of break out and try to show us a bullish move was Dash, right? And Dash, yesterday, from top to bottom, had a 70% move, right? But it immediately got rejected, fell below this 50-day moving average, and then now it's pretty much back where it started, all in one day, right? So nothing about that is bullish either, right? That was like maybe a short squeeze that just didn't work out at all. So Dash is like the only one to point out that had some kind of bullish breakout and then still got rejected. And, I wouldn't be surprised to see it just trade sideways right here. So we'll see. All right. But one thing to think about here is essentially, I would assume that if you're in the red right now, you probably bought, let's switch this to the daily just for looks, right? But anyway, so I would assume that if you're in the red right now, you probably bought somewhere in here. You probably bought somewhere in here, just using Bitcoin for an example, because unfortunately it dictates where the market goes. So in this time frame, that's when you're getting that euphoria. Everyone's excited. Yay, everyone's rich. Your friends are telling you how much money you made, so you're chasing the gains, all right? So you were kind of late to the party. To be honest, all the people who made money, they were the guys that were buying, somewhere back in here, and here, and here, and maybe in here, So yay for them. They made money, all right? And I would just say, don't feel discouraged and definitely don't quit on yourself, because the same thing happened to me. And honestly, I would say the same thing's probably happened to about 80 to 90% of the people that are in this market. If you think there's someone out there that just never loses money and they're just crushing it, well, they're probably on their way to being a billionaire, and they're a unique gem, like the things that we search for in crypto to make us 1000x returns, right? But anyway, so I did the same thing, right? If you guys didn't know already, I started back in 2013. I've made videos about this before, but I first started buying about right in here, right? With the hype, right? Oh, Bitcoin, all-time high. It's at 200, all right? It's going to get away from me. That's what happens. FOMO, right? It's going to get away. I got to buy. It's going higher. Everyone's getting rich. We're all going to retire early, right? So I kept buying, you know. I just held, right? Started crashing. Oh, it'll come back for sure, all right? I think I bought some in here, all right? And then it started dumping. I was like, all right, this is done. Right? It's going to keep dumping forever. And then I remember I panic sold right in here at the bottom, all right? But on the same day that I panic sold, I bought it all back immediately and some, because I was like, screw this. You know, I believe in this technology long term. So I bought more. All right. But what I regret, which I always tell people, if you go through some kind of long extended accumulation zone like this, all this crap, all this time that you had to do something and you learned about this market, you lost money and you left, you're just wasting the opportunity in front of you. All right. Because it's going to come back. All right. This is a new asset class. So all this time that you could have been studying, just like me, which I didn't, I completely missed Ethereum. All right. I was like, oh, Bitcoin maxi, Ethereum, everything's garbage. Bitcoin's the only thing that mattered. All right. If I was simply doing my homework back then, I would have made so much more money, because literally back in this time frame was when Ethereum was like 50 cents to $1 to, you know, $6, whatever, before it really took off. Right. So don't waste your time is what I'm saying. Don't get beat up because you lost money and then just quit. All right. Just like any investing. All right. If you're down, start learning what you need to do next time and prepare yourself for another bull run, all right? Because crypto is not going away. It is the creation of a new asset class, and it's going to completely change the financial infrastructure of the future, all right? All stocks, real estate, anything you can think of that's an asset, it's going to run on blockchain, and some are going to be on the private chains, some are going to be on public chains, and they're all going to interact with each other. That's how this is going to work. All right. So you need to, all right, you lost money. Cool. You know, I'm sorry. We're all sorry. We've all went through it. But focus on what you can do now to improve your situation. That's how I see it. All right. And that's what I should have done the first time around. And I would have had so much free Ethereum essentially at those prices if I wasn't just convincing myself that I was all right because Bitcoin is all you needed to buy. No, that's ridiculous logic. And I really dislike the people that just continue to push that, because it corrupts the minds of individuals that are like, oh, no, all you need is Bitcoin. And then they never explore other opportunities that exist. All right. There's a million different investment opportunities in crypto and outside of crypto. So also that's another reason that don't get this mindset that I got to hold on to this one thing. It's going to save me all this money or make me all this money. You know, explore. All right. And always keep in mind that, you know, if you cut your losers at a certain time, you know, there's always going to be something to invest in the future. Always. So that's my lecture for today. But tomorrow I'm going to bring some strategies on what people can do to hedge against losing money in the future. All right, I'm going to talk about different option strategies and, you know, different reverse ETFs or anything of that matter. All right, just basically ways to hedge against the market. You know, if you're unfamiliar with that stuff, definitely check out the video. All right, that should do it for today. Hope that was informative. Stay strong out there, friends. Crypto is going to bounce back for sure. It just might take a little longer than you want it to. All right. Make sure to like and subscribe, share with your friends and family, and stay tuned for the next one. Thanks.
And go like this way. It's boom. Click and go back this way. Boom, here. Click and go that way. Boom, that way. Click here and go like this way. It's boom. Click and go back this way. Boom, here. Click and go that way. Boom, that way. Click here and go like this way. It's boom. Click and go back this way. Boom, here. Click and go that way. Boom, that way. Click here and go like this way. It's boom. Click and go back this way. Boom.